The stage is finally set, and here we go. Super Bowl 57 is underway. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of this Super Bowl will begin at the 25. On first down, they'll start out with Akers. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
Across the middle, and this pass complete to Cooper Kupp. That's on the guard, David Edwards. Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. Stafford going to give this to Akers. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's out to the flat for Akers. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. First run now for Kyren Williams. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And that is incomplete. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a 4th down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
Oh, the return is Prochet. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. So that one a disaster, a big loss there with 2nd down coming up. Now it's Jackson. A slant route caught by Bateman. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Jackson. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Ravens are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught inside the 10. And he will step out of bounds. Oh, what a mistake there. And the 2-point try will be unsuccessful. I thought the days of the fake extra point were numbered once they moved these kicks back to the 15. Apparently, I was mistaken.
Yeah, I was wondering who was ever going to try to do this. In fact, I quit wondering. I didn't think it would ever happen. Taking a fake from the 15-yard line to try and pick up an extra point. I didn't think anyone would ever call this.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Stafford's throw pulled in by Robinson here. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll go again here with Akers. Taken down at the 42.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. And this one too low.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there. Tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. And that is incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Yards on the return that time, and the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. And look at this, it's a fake. Buying time to his left. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. I know, without even asking, without even looking in your direction, that you are not a fan of that call.
Oh, I wish you would look, Brandon, because I was actually thinking this would be the perfect time for a fake.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. This deep in your own territory. Look, I'm all for being unconventional. That part's cool, and I get it. But this deep, I just don't think it was the right time to make that call.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. They're backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Stafford. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Justin Matabike working his way to the quarterback that time. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. Finding space at the 40. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
And And this is going to be another first down as the tackle is going to be made at the Rams. Oh, he fakes the spike. Steps away to his left. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. Dancing to his left. And he's going to get into the end zone. So the fake spike works, and they score. Lamar Jackson, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him do?
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. It's caught inside the 10, and he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
All right, partner, one more time. Our whole lives, you put the ball on the 3-yard line, kick the extra point. 2015, they put it on the 15 to kick the extra point. 2016, they said, we're leaving it there. So if you want to fake it, that's a long way to go. And they got it done.
I was going to say they had a 15-yard play in their back pocket.
You don't see that on too many play sheets, do you?
No. And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. The first play of the drive there is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Riley Dixon now to punt it away. Prochet on the return. So we've come upon halftime. One of the greatest performances of the year usually, but not here. Halftime of the Super Bowl is skipped, and we are on to the second half. These 2 teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue with that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the 4th quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
It's a big play there for Baltimore. 41 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Ravens will extend their 3rd quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And this is caught at the 5. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. They'll run on first down with Akers. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Now it's Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Third quarter action in Super Bowl 57. Here's a second and 10. They give up the middle to Akers. And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens 35. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Going right back to Akers. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Oh, look at this play call. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same. Touchdown! Van Jefferson, 32 yards. And the Rams get a bit closer. So a very important first drive of the third quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, it wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
From his end zone, here comes Justice Hill. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This is sort of what you would call the put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Ravens are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. Well, we've certainly seen this before, CD. No one can quite electrify a crowd like Lamar Jackson, and really don't know what else to say other than that was special, right? Oh, and now they're going to fake it. It's caught inside the 5, and he gets in. But no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
2nd and 10, Stafford again. Robinson's got it. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the 4th and final quarter. And he is going to have the Rams first down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on 4th down. Here's Stafford. And his throw is incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Middle of the field to Jefferson. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Desperation time for Stafford on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Forced out to his left. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Now it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight. And the Ravens are starting to... Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And it's caught inside the 5. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it. L.A. readies for its next possession. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive 1st and 10. A man who has done this a lot, Justin Houston, in there to record the sack. After the sack on 1st down, Stafford. Under pressure, they got him again. Tyus Bowser blowing that play up. So now Stafford and the Rams, after the sack, they're staring up at a 3rd and long. Now back to throw. He finds Robinson. And some space here. It'll be a gain of 17, but even with that, they'll be well short here for 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Out to his left. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Oh, he fakes the spike. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Rams force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests. But in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Stafford. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it.
And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Here's Stafford. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens.
Inside the 20.
And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Throwing is Stafford. And that will be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. It's taken to the 26.
Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw.
That is caught, Rashad Bateman. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. Steps away to his left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the offense is going to get this ball back. So no turnover at the final gun, and this game is over. And it's all over. Just one is left standing.